5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Jaboy is my idol.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Mirana. Dire team pick.
Welcome to the last day of the group stages here for the Dota Pro Series Season 6. We've got a cracker to kick off the night. OB Neon taking on Team SMG. Then how we doing on our Monday afternoon?
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Imba Spirit.
Yeah, it's just back into the classic. We've kind of been bringing up back and forth, like, are they ever going to ban out this Playhard Piranha? You see every team going up against SMG, feels like it's the stock standard Enchantress, Elder Titan ban. Kind of brought up that the flexibility they have between these two is being able to put them on. Unfortunately, so I feel just what they're able to provide. But, you know, they get it. And butter.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Now, you're a bit surprised that they actually picked the Ember knowing that the Sand King was still available, and it's something that Neon really like to play, not only for Yopaj, but also for CTM. But now it seems like you got a pretty good matchup mid.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, very much is, and they're not easy opponents as well, like you were just saying. We got great teams battling it out. This is really going to set the stage for the playoffs that are going to not announced on Liquipedia. So I think they are. Did I say the 2nd or the 6th? I'm forgetting the day now. I can find that out later on. Yeah. When is it? Nice.
Radiant team pick.
Got some. I can watch the major, then I watch the BTS Pro Series. What more can you want? That's true.
Ten seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Yeah.
Oracle.
An R-Fu classic and a Grimstroke Earth Spirit combo as well. That's remaining. One of the better support duos, it feels like.
5 seconds remaining.
You've got the Inkswell roll in. You both kind of counter out each other's weaknesses, it really feels like. You can play aggressive on the Earth Spirit. The Grimstroke can kind of sly on the back line. A little bit of BKB control, some wave clear. Just overall a bunch of control, not even having to worry about that BKB as well. And their lane's relatively solid too. A little bit of roaming potential. We do see Neon though answer with the Oracle here. Are they looking to try and pair this Oracle with something like a Lesh or a DP? Is anything really standing out in one of those combos?
Radiant team pick. Radiant team back.
Morphling.
And it's looking like a really good Dispel game in general anyway for the Oracle. You lane versus the Grimstroke, get rid of the Inkswell, get rid of the chains, the silence from the Earth Spirit. They don't really have that burst potential at the moment, so it's going to feel relatively easy here. Genuel to be able to get that false promise out, and we get a Natsumi Morphling. He's very, very potent on this hero. Gonna see. Do you feel like it's on paper right now looking like a good Morphling game?
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Well,
Dire team back.
Neon got the 23rd coming out of the draft. Are we feeling a little bit better about the Yopaj Sand versus the Ember, or do we feel like they're still looking for the Yopaj hero?
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Are they now needing a hero for CTM that's going to offer you a secondary way to set up for the Mirana arrow? Because just relying on the Sand King can, I feel like, very much limit the prowess of what the Mirana can do pick-off wise.
Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
This warrior.
Is that a burst in mid? Oh, Morphling mid. Morphling mid, they put the, we completed the Morphling Ember matchup. And you put the Ursa versus the Doom. That is...
10 seconds remaining.
What hero do we feel Yopaj is going to be playing, though?
Remaining.
Faceless
You may
Void.
now select your heroes.
Yeah.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's something I'm a little bit worried about. That Sand Mirana lane is incredibly potent, but you see that SMG can probably bring Arfu down around level 2, maybe even a little bit later, depending on. It is very much going to limit KP's lane, but we always see that he's happy to be the one that's sacrificed if you can enable someone like mid 1, and that's where SMG have really thrived, where they're given a lot of priority over to mid 1. So it's definitely going to be nice, that capability of having, you know, the Earth Spirit TP down, the Inkswell combo, and even the Void and Grimstroke in the lane together can definitely man fight. But I feel like it's slightly in favor of the Neon duo at the moment, saying, you know, the support rotation is going to play a big factor in that lane.
Yaboy is my idol.
Stop jungling, let's push.
Yaboy is my idol. Yaboy is my idol. Yaboy is my idol.
No.
Alright, steady bumpy B.
Our gift found an
I like what I see.
Now, do you feel like Neon are going to have a little bit more of a slower draft, though, with this Morphling mid and the Ursa in the safe lane? Like, maybe Ursa can go Diffuser Blade and play a little bit faster, but it really feels like they're all on this Sand King blink timing for them to pair that up with the Mirana to get some pickoffs.
Alright, steady bumpy B.
Yaboy is my idol. Yaboy is my idol.
You see, it does feel like Dire are a bit more reliant on their cooldowns though, right? Like you're gonna have this Chrono, gonna have this Doom. We'll see the early usages that can come out from SMG. It's going to be a pretty big factor here on you know, maybe that first Chronosphere usage, maybe that first Doom usage. If it can get you a kill on an important core, then it might just allow you to take it an early objective potentially, which is something that SMG are definitely lacking with their draft. I mean, you don't really have someone on your team. Kind of Neon don't really either at the early stage to hit these objectives, but once the game starts to get to the mid game, we'll definitely see those items start to build up and it'll become a little bit easier there. But how we feel? If we've got to make a choice on who's going to take this one, what do we reckon? That's the second upgraded shard once Daddy Gaben makes that a thing.
Didn't you see me waving?
You have learned nothing.
Japoy is my idol.
Yeah, so I guess the Osa is going to at least give you a way to take Roshan early, which is, I guess, something Dai is lacking. You're also on Radiant side, which does make the Roshan control just that much easier, but Radiant kind of have a pretty big timing on their own as well with these Aghanims, Morphling, and the Sand King. So if they're able to hit that, we saw a series yesterday. For some reason, the team is blanking on me. Then you're supposed to come through and help me out now. Took a fight pre-BKB. Yeah. So it's going to be the same thing. You know, this Morphling, Sand King, very big power spike with the Aghanims. Means you're going to play a little bit more slow, and the enemy team could punish that. Then themselves having a Faceless Void. Yeah, you can... Yeah. Yeah, everyone's still seeing our beautiful face at the moment, so I guess anyone not aware, we do have a pause, which is... The mini-map is, how would you describe that? A, kindergarten? Yeah, well, I go with kindergarten drawing, you go with a Picasso. That's, you see the difference in the brain. Yeah, definitely. I think, Mr. Admin was on it. He's like, boys, you got 5 minutes? 5 minutes, let's sort this one out here. But are there any exciting matchups you feel like we're going to be seeing in these lanes particular? Do you think it's just going to be the normal dual lane solo as well, or could we see a bit of a switch up?
Set in stone.
Go. The last day of the round robin, an important series for these teams. Neon looking to cement their position in the upper bracket, and SMG, well, they're hunting right now to mean that they're not going to start in the lower bracket. It's going to be difficult because their last opponents are Neon and Motivate. think the low gun one was... Yeah. Be a bit upset, and that was also with the mid one Alchemist as well. They were looking really strong in that game. Yeah, that was when Logan had that. What was it? Sven, Darksea, Ember, Phoenix, and Nyx, and that was the. They played that draft the second time, right? Was it? Yeah, and they looked pretty strong on that. What's Mr. Arfu do? Just trying to scout lane eventually, or is he just he doesn't want? That's very true.
The battle begins.
GG na, nari pa mag-GG nito mga to. GG na, nari pa mag-GG nito mga to.
I can't remember actually. I believe so, yeah. There you go. Well, we also have Arfu already top, so I thought this movement was going to come out a little bit later in the game, but they really want to secure mid one's early lane, and this is also kind of, they protected KP slightly because what the Earth Spirit was doing was body blocking the creep wave, so it would shove back out into KP's favor, which is something that you need. He's already got the boots to start, and having the creep wave in a relatively decent spot. They've also blocked the spawn camp, and we're actually going to have a try on try here.
For the hunt.
That's not for the likes of you.
How do we feel like either team's try lane is going to fare? Is there ones that's stronger in particular? As I say that Arfu's looking to dissolve the try. Me. See, Arfu, so it looks like they just wanted that first blood, bait the tri lane, and I mean, Genuel, he's got no TP now, so he's gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way if he wants to come down to Ursa.
An easy shot.
Yeah, he is. It always feels like Nia is very much enabled when you're playing one of the Spirit Heroes, how he can make plays across the map, but against the Morphling matchup, he's still doing relatively well at the moment. It just feels like Morphling, one of your weaknesses is the laning stage, and the fact that you're able to free farm versus the Ember, like even though he's going to get his farm too, top CTM, one more right click, will end up falling. Yeah, it's also going to take a little bit of damage here, but yeah, like just the fact that the Morphling's able to have a good lane, even though he's not really going to shut down the Ember, is the big factor. That's what, 2 water runes now, and also a bounty rune missed for Yopaj. So he might actually need someone to refill that bottle. Bash. Oh. Honestly, is that the play? Donida Roche TP mid for the Morphling refill? It is, yeah. Yopaj can just do it with the right clicks, last hits. Looks like not too afraid right now, but lane's going very well overall. Got 2 kills on SMG, but still the last hit you see back and forth. KP is definitely taking a bit more of a backseat here, but already level 5, so 3-point score. Cherth has even got the boots and the windlace. Very, very much relying on that movement speed in the lane against the Ursa.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
BTM. They use the bar strike aggressively so they know they can stand their ground and man fight. Should be able to get rid of the embrace unless there's a bunch of bashes coming through from mid one. But that is another kill on the Sand King, 3 deaths, and usually we see this Mirana Sand King lane work out, but mid one and Rogi, they've got other ideas. Too, so it's not going to give him too much distance away. Turn. It's a lot of damage in the sandstorm. That's actually committing. It's got Genuine coming over. 2 points in purifying flames, but mid one dropping the chronosphere finds both of them. There's no opportunity to be able to burst through the faceless void, and that is a double for mid one in the lane. Should be dead here to Natsumi. I just love what Dire have done though. Like, the Earth Spirit prioritized KP for a very, very short duration from body blocking the creeps. So that was enabled that bottom lane to get shoved out to a relatively decent position. KP's itemization with the boots, windlace has meant that he's still been able to get experience, and that means he's got 3,000 gold, 29 last hits. He's getting what he can get, and Devour as well is always going to be a big thing. So like KP, he's had a great lane still, all things considering, and then that early rotation from Arfu netting them the first blood, and they haven't looked back from there.
Denied!
Natsumi just gets in rage up in the nick of time. He's gonna try and turn for Arfu. Everyone's also taking a lot of damage here, so can't really try and chase for more. Well, TP and Neo, but it did get scouted up from that very deep Radiant Observe Warden. Instantly Rogi is able to recognize this, but with that information, Natsumi, he's going to TP out of the dead lane here and look to try and control top now.
Never refuse gold given.
Do you like the E-Blade Rush here? Do you feel like he needs another item beforehand, like a defensive one, or?
Dire are scanning. Radiant's
I
bottom
thought
tower
like
is
maybe
under attack.
a Sanjin Yasha, just because you're against the Doom, you know, and also the kind of roots, the silences is always a big factor, but against someone like a Chrono, that's where that status resistance really doesn't come into play. So he's not going to get the full effectiveness out of it.
Dire's
still
middle
see-
tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And it does feel like Oracle, although there is a lot of magical damage on Dire, like any protection you could give him to get those abilities off is going to be really important. Yeah. They haven't really gotten the greatest start here, especially with Oracle backing up CTM. And I mean, see how tanky he can be. Hood, Wand, and they're actually going to try and move out of the lane. They made an attempt, but CTM being that bodyguard at the moment.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Ember got clipped by the arrow.
You get what you deserve.
Yeah.
The prize is mine.
They get 2 bounties though. Yopaj with that haste. He didn't get the refill in the
Radiant's
invis,
bottom
but at
tower
least he's
is
able to
under
get a
attack.
couple of charges back thanks to the bounty still. But they're smoked up. We still haven't seen a Doom just yet. Radiant, they're gonna mimic the smoke. They're looking to wrap and play through top, it looks like. Instead, you gotta be careful about your punch, man. Roll in, kick back. It's able to get the attribute shift off fast enough. Now with the CP rotation, they're coming through. So Biden's gonna leash up the Ursa, but he's still targeting KP. They're even gonna try and drop the Chronosphere, but where's the damage coming through afterwards? Januel, can he get the false promise off? He can. So all your abilities have been completely wasted to try and bring down a Morphling, which you haven't been able to do so, but you will get Natsumi's Ursa. The CTM still on the front line, stroke of fate. They don't have detection just yet, but a run out of the sandstorm. Matter if you can't catch Januel, you see how tanky these heroes can be. So it's a 1-for-1. It does cost you your Ursa kill, but Dire used a lot of ability. So let's see if Radiant look to get a little bit aggressive now. But I guess you know all the ultis are on cooldown. Great use of that Earth Spirit replica. We've seen what a person like Toxin can do when he's got the Earth Spirit to play with.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Scanning. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Has fallen to the Radiant.
That's the awareness. You know the ult is on cooldown. You know you get a big power spike with these. Yep. This is a good timing. It does still feel like they're Radiant. They've got this tier 1 tower mid still, and it's max health. This is going to give them, like we were saying, Radiant on the Morphling,
Radiant's
like,
bottom
still
tower
need
is
space for
under
that
attack.
Aghanims, and the fact that they've got this tier 1 tower that's taken no damage is going to give them a great time just to be able to continue farming. Nia, arrow off the mark. So Nia's back to safety. That's a real the blink now too.
Never refuse
Shadows,
gold given.
take us.
He's a hungry man.
There was not much fight in you.
It's the classic life of support sometimes, especially against an Ursa. Got even Arfu looking to connect on a backline wrap. The Neo, who's a little bit of mana and some remnants to play with in case this fight breaks out. Let's jump in, counter from CTM, and now Arfu without the backup of the team who have roll available, but great use of the body blocks. Natsumi's a bit disconnected right now. Arrow unfortunately hits the Ancients. Arfu's even going to look to buy back. Where are the ultimates coming in through from SMG? Epicenter on CTM, controlling up Nia. They're able to burst him down before any of the abilities come through. KP's finally dropped the Doom on the backline, but Morphling again with the attribute chip. It's a great chrono on through from mid one. He'll be able to target down Natsumi's Ursa, but that's just the ages, as now mid one's in trouble. Burrow strike on forward, time walk back up and available. They can now turn their attention to Arfu, who did buy back.
My gratitude.
Radiant are scanning.
He's a goner.
My victory. And the world is safer now.
4,000 net worth lead now for Neon mid lane. Genuo falls from some cooldown. Yopaj gonna try and burst Neon and is able to do so successfully. And now Arfu, nice attempt with the leap. Tried to just get in front of the pathing from the Earth Spirit, but that is a big pick off nonetheless. Getting rid of Nia's Ember Spirit, I should say.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
You.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Vanish.
Even mountains to dust.
Oh, that's also a 4-time killing streak. Your paw just like, thank you very much. This is looking scary when this Morphling is not even at his power stage in this game.
Waters rise.
Choices.
Comes through as well, but Sorbine a little bit too late. That burst through the faces for him, and he's unable to rejoin the fight, even with the Chronosphere available. They try and look to reset, but the damage is not there at the moment. Doom's been wasted, they haven't gotten the kill, and Natsuma can continue hunting for more as he leaps on forward. They'll burn down Arfu, a 3 for the measly life of Januel. Yeah,
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, SMG, we've seen some very strong combos, well, at least Chronospheres previously, but you don't really have an Ember this game. So poor. The fact that Mirana is 500 gold behind is just showing the lack of damage in the Chronosphere, and it really feels like now they're relying on a double doom in a lot of these fights. The one thing is that Radiant do lack a little bit of pickoffs until the Aghanim speed is picked up on the Morphling. You can get that Sand King Blink Mirana, but I think you might need a +1, so maybe this is where Neo can be... Oh, smoke? Missing mid one again! Spirit Vessel is able to drop the Chronosphere, but it's still taking a lot of damage over time. Purifying Flame, mid one, it's still gonna fall! The Chrono does nothing, and Radiant haven't lost anyone. KP will get bursted down. Need a little bit of extra follow-up afterwards, but it's 4 dropping on SMG. And they had a crazy start to the laning stage, but it is just crumbling for SMG.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
What do you feel like went so wrong here for Nia's Ember? Because it looked like he was actually getting a relatively decent amount of CS in that lane.
Dire's top tower.
And this has kind of been the strategy that SMG have had so far with this new iteration of their roster, but it doesn't seem to be working as well as, of course, what they'd be hoping.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
And it just feels like we'll probably see them wait for the next ages, because they're really not on a timer here. In fact, see that? They're going to smoke. Dire going to smoke as well. This could be the last smoke, honestly, for Dire if this fight does not go well. High ground positioning. Neon. Pops. Back to target, but they don't get the bow. Arrow will fly with instant burst and down Roger, so they won't have the double doom capability. Sneak late, mid one, able to time walk back to safety, but they've already brought 2 down. KP can't use the wall storm, Doom's out as well. Controlling up that Sumi, but Yopaj has got a BKB mid one. He's trying to outvision the world, but he's slow, he can't even get it. Mid one's down, and SMG might be out of it. They are. Neon destroy Team SMG in this game 1, and mid one is out of there straight away.
Radiant victory. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick.
Alright. Yeah, just send a message and then do a cast and hopefully be able to fix it before the next one.
Radiant team pick.
Grimstroke.
Oh yeah, just an extra add-on. $50 to not get lag. I'm good.
Welcome back to the
10
BTS Pro
seconds
Series
remaining.
6. We've got our second game here of the first series. OB
5
Neon
seconds
taking
remaining.
on Team SMG. Then we
Radiant
were
team pick.
asking for the Mirana ban. It does get taken away. They still keep the Sand in the pool though, so
It's fine. It's fine. You just got to get rid of that Mirana. That's the key. You know, they've given themselves a shot now, but
Dire team
with
pick.
that loss for SMG, they have actually guaranteed lower bracket for themselves, so it's not really going to matter in the grand stage of things. I like Neon. They're giving obviously a lot of respect over to SMG with their bans. It feels a lot more targeted than just what we think is good, you know? Like,
10 seconds
I don't
remaining.
think I can recall the last time I saw Neon play an Elder Titan. They could play the Enchantress,
5
of course,
seconds
but
remaining.
can't recall the last time they did
Dire
that. So
team
it's clearly
back.
just what is good for the team that they're playing against. Oh, alright, we're going all in onto this strat again. Just everyone buff up mid one. He thought, you know, I took all the farm that game, that clearly
Radiant
wasn't
team
enough, so I
back.
just need to take more, and then I need to do more with that stuff. Grimstroke, Inkswell, Omni Knight, Heavenly Grace. So what are we going to see make use out of it?
Dire
Slark,
team
maybe.
ban. Radiant
Troll,
team
maybe.
ban.
That's what we've seen so far, and Neon, they've done their homework. They just get rid of the Slark straight away.
yeah, it just seems the comparison between these two teams, like
Dire
Neon in that
team
first
back.
series, the priority bans they had Enchantress, ET once again in the second phase, in second game, and they're also get rid of the Slark and the Ember. So just real comfort heroes and heroes that they really like to combine up with the Omni Knight. Now this is a strat which we have seen them do well with it. It worked for them in the lower divisions,
10
worked for them a
seconds
couple
remaining.
times so far, also in the Pro Series.
Radiant
I believe their
team
most
back.
recent game with it though, they weren't able to take it.
I don't think they went quite as all in though. I think they only had like maybe a Treant and +1. I don't think it was an Omni
Radiant
Knight or something
team
like
pick.
that.
And again,
Well,
that game one.
they got rid of the Ember and the Sven, which is already good for Neon. So again, homework's been done. They're taking this seriously. Love to see it. I mean, they're like, man,
10 seconds
Major's about to
remaining.
happen and we're not there. And there's a key reason behind that. Even if they
5
made it like 1 or 2
seconds remaining.
spots extra, I don't want to say they would have been guaranteed for TI, but their results would have been, a bit more set in stone. But, as well, just having no Ember, no Slark, it's good for an Oracle. So it's a multifaceted draft. Do you think we're going to see the Treant come out here for SMG?
I
do.
Uh,
It's against an Oracle, though. So, was that preemptive, do you reckon? The Oracle just coming out immediately as soon as they saw that Grimstroke, they were like, okay, they could go for this style of draft? Because they went the Grimstroke last
Dire
game,
team
but
pick.
obviously didn't go into this massive protecting style. I do like Void Spirit,
I
though.
don't feel like we've seen much success with the Treant Protector. Like, I haven't been very convinced when teams have picked it up. I know China was actually looking pretty good with it, but so far, recently
10
through
seconds
the
remaining.
BTS Pro Series, I have not been impressed with teams that have played it.
5 seconds
To be
remaining.
fair, I think a lot of that goes down to how they've played it. Like, we saw Ace play it on Little Gun, and, he went a Blink Dagger and didn't use it for Overgrowth. He would just walk up to team fights, and I'm like, what's going on there, buddy? Your Drow's dying. But, I still think they could make it work. It is, of course, going to be harder for that to occur with this Oracle being, right? Like, they've gone a little, I don't want to say all in onto this buff-up strategy, but I like the Void Spirit, right? Because you're able to dish out a lot of damage, you're able to control this Omni Knight, most importantly, and a lot of the damage that you're doing, it doesn't really care about the status resist that Omni's going to be able to provide. It also doesn't care about regen because it's so burst oriented. So it's good. I'm liking the Void Spirit so far from Neon, and I don't even see them play it so far this game. Oh. Oh. Alright. Sure. Why not? Little Gun, they made it work in the upper division against TNC. Let's see if SMG could pull off a similar sort of feat. What do you reckon this is playing around? Do you reckon this is just purely the Ags play? It's a really strong Ags. It's just everything else about the hero is kind of trash.
You're talking about the Shard or the Ag Scepter?
Shard.
Yeah, the Shard's crazy. I actually like... The Shard's nuts. The range on that, and...
10 seconds
It's nuts.
remaining.
I actually just love the Shard so much. I don't love Pudge. I don't know, like...
5 seconds remaining.
I just don't rate this hero at all. I wish it would come back. Mainly just for the,
Do you?
the good old days of... You know, I never really got to see Dandy Pudge, and he's still playing Dota. So,
He's still
like,
ticking along.
yeah.
Got a bit of a flex. He's on the old friends list as well.
Shit.
Dire team
Back
down.
at TI9, we played some
dropping.
pubs.
Okay.
I mean, it's the one name that I'll drop because it's Dandy. Come on, even though he's, you know, not quite up at the top echelons again, he's still the face of Dota for mine.
It's Dandy. Oh, they... Back into a mid 1...
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, it's not guaranteed. It could be Knee or Ricky, but it does feel like mid 1 loves this
5
hero.
seconds
So,
remaining.
although it doesn't feel like a Omni Knight pairing, though,
Radiant
so maybe it is
team
Knee
ban.
is.
Dire team ban.
I'm just struggling to think, like this Omni Knight Pudge. If you get onto someone, KP's one of those people that does like to get the degen aura, just 1 point into it. That plus the slow from the rot can be nice, but you can just go ahead and pick a hero that's got a decent
10
amount of
seconds
mobility as
remaining.
well. So I suppose they're going to try and get onto the Oracle, of course, but
Radiant team ban.
they do. So prevent this from being a bit of an issue. Like, one way is a stun,
Dire
another way
team
is something like a Troll Waller that has a slow incorporated. They've already gotten rid of the Ursa.
I love that TA ban, actually. This is something we saw Neon do previously. And if you put the Void Spirit in that lane, they actually were doing great, because exactly
simulate.
what you just said.
Yeah.
Simulate out, you got your win condition, they
10
don't deal with
seconds
refraction,
remaining.
a 24th pick. So they did a little bit of their own homework, but
5
I
seconds
feel like it's maybe
remaining.
nulled out with this Pudge effect.
Is Lifestealer in the pool? Lifestealer, Jug are both still fine. You know, you can spin away from all those slows, which is nice. Take up a lot of what they're going to try and put it onto. You're against a Pudge who's very beefy. You do a lot of damage there, and you've got a Darkseer to enable a little bit more of your movement. Oh, I'm hearing a pause. Never mind. Misclick from Yopaj.
Can they go real greedy and think of like an anti-mage, or that just not a strong enough combo with the Omni Knight?
I don't like the anti-mage. The only other thing I was thinking was maybe an alchemist, but you don't have the mobility. That's the big issue.
Yeah.
Not a bad outgame though. We've seen plenty of
It's
times.
really not, yeah.
Especially with that Darkseer, you're so enabled.
Are we saying for Neon or SMG?
For Neon, I think.
I thought we were thinking about SMG.
No, I think it's still okay for Neon.
Yeah, there's not a lot of but like there's no burst at all actually.
Mm-hmm.
So
Radiant
they
team
think about a
pick.
random.
Faceless Void.
Oh. Alright.
They don't have.
He's confident. I mean, the thing is, you're a lot more capable to jump in, right? Use that time walk aggressively because of the fact that you've got this Grimstroke. For the setup stun, it's basically like having an Ags yourself. And then you've also got
10 seconds remaining.
the Omni Knight to provide you with a Heavenly Grace. So a little bit more survivability.
5 seconds
But
remaining.
where's the damage in the Chrono? That's my question.
Phantom
They're
assassin.
gonna get PA.
I thought that might have been a
They're
bit
gonna Wraith
greedy.
King. Yeah. I mean, you've got that mobility like you were saying, but
Yeah.
it's not the greatest laner.
Yeah. I'm not crazy about either of these drafts, I'll be honest. Like, it's a good response, but is it good enough? Against a Pudge, probably, but still, I'm a little concerned. I feel like they're going to have a lot more priority, or they're going to actually be able to get onto those backlines. So Afu, he's going to look to get sniped every single time. I mean, we talk about the potential with the Grimstroke and the Faceless Void with the Inkswell. You can even go for those cheeky, similar sort of plays with a PA or Yopaj, just with Zhao channeling the Fortune's End onto you to get that maximum 2.5 second root duration to be able to start out a lot of these team fights.
If we had to make a decision, though, you know you're not the biggest fan of either draft, how are we feeling about this last game of the series?
I'm going to say Neon, provided they don't make the same mistake that everyone else seems to do against this SMG style of draft. Just kill everyone else. Don't kill the Void first. Kill the Grimstroke first, then force KP to use some of his cooldowns, then switch over to KP, try and kill him, and then you can actually get another Void. But you can't commit too heavily. That is the downside. You know, that Chronosphere is going to be available. So I still think Neon have got it, though.
We get to see a Natsumi Phantom Assassin. He's always looked pretty godlike on the hero. A Yopaj Void. That's always exciting to see as well. But you know what we're here for? We're here for the Puja.
Are we? Are we here for the position 5 Pudge as well? Oh, is he 5? They might be switching it around a little bit. SMG, they have done that a bit in the past. Afu's playing the Grimstroke, so maybe just wanting that to be paired with the Faceless Void.
Let's see, where's he? It's a bit hard to tell the start.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Yeah. You would have to say that it's going to be Afu playing in the off lane, right? He's got the stick, so expecting to go up against the PA.
Alright, Rogi, I'm expecting some banging hooks this game.
He heard you. He did a little bit of a dance there under the cover of smoke.
Got a pretty cool Pudge there. There's some really, really cool Pudge sets. Do you feel like that's one of the few heroes that just have got so many, you don't even know what to do with all of them?
I mean, yeah, there's some heroes that barely have any, and they're like, you know what, we need another Pudge set. It's not being picked enough. Just want to see what he's able to do with the Ag Shard if it eventually does get to that point. Last game was GG in 24 minutes, so you're going to get at least 4 minutes use out of it if the game goes around the same level, but it's going to be pretty dependent on these hooks.
Rogi. Alright.
Just stay on the high ground. Here we go. Can they catch out CTM? This will be good. Here we go.
They'll get the kill. Really cannot level up Surge at level 1. Rogi! Alright. I'm all on board. SMG. Let's go, baby.
They've done it.
That's all you need.
That's actually a really cool play by KP being able to take that, considering he's playing from Australia. You know, you're playing on minimum 80 ping. Is he going to go down there? No. Minimum 80 pings. So to be able to out-click Natsumi's PA, pretty good. I always lose those whenever I play on the C server, just because you can't avoid ping. It just doesn't come down to skill.
It's just your boom reactions. Come on, like, you stop kidding yourself. KP, he's young, lively.
He's not that young. He's like 27.
Oh, younger than you.
Just a couple of years, come on.
Snatched it.
It's actually my birthday in
This couple of
3
years
weeks.
can be 3 weeks. Let's say you're ready for a lockdown birthday.
Oh yeah, I didn't have it last year. It was during that like 2 weeks where we were out of lockdown,
yeah.
and I was like, yay, things are back to normal. Next minute, nope.
Oh no, what's the day?
June 22nd. The shortest day of the year for us in the Southern Hemisphere. All that night.
That's exactly when you want your birthday. Like, there's no better day.
Oh yeah. It was great when I lived in Canada. Just sunny day. The world was saying happy birthday, Matt.
Maybe? Let's It's going to take a bunch of damage, alright? Genuel going to help Neon be able to pick up their first kill of the game. They're even going to jump in. Natsumi and Genuel will pick up a second now.
That's what I was talking about with that Fortune's End, right? You've just got so much ganking potential. They're going to lose play hard. Nope, never mind. Surge going to be used to be able to get him away. But, I mean, this kill potential is just going to skyrocket further and further. They need to get Zhao up to level 3. Then he might be able to manipulate these lanes a little bit. Tapping in onto him already. I think they're going to have to turn around, though.
Phantom Strikes on cooldown. 6 being used as well for Natsumi. Get back to safety. Still got a bunch of tangos here for the Phantom Assassin, so Natsumi will be okay as we have that timing now of the water runes. Both the mid laners looks like they're going to be able to pick them up evenly, and it also looks like it's a pretty even mid lane at the moment.
Nir's doing a good job. We saw there was that period where, like, Yopaj was able to get double the net worth than what he had in a 3-minute period, and I was like, how the hell did that happen? I know there was a couple of stats going on for Yopaj's Morphling in game number 1, but still, you know, hopefully he goes a build that's a bit more capable of scaling and flash farming this time around.
Well, first one, I love the instant tip. So it's, yep, it's off the mark, so yeah, it's just, it really does feel like a Pudge is very, like, you got to be confident. It's just a confidence game from him. You start missing a lot of these hooks, then you're not in that groove, and feels like you have a hard time from there. Is the stun going to be enough? Mid one? Time will come.
They're going to continue to be really aggressive here on Neon's side, just going with that first item into the Band of Elven Skin, wanting that burst potential against the Omni Knight. And now that you're level 3 on this Oracle, they're just going to continue doing it. It's kind of a similar game to... Oh, here we go, they've caught out Afu.
Good for them. Down bot, we also see Grimstroke will fall, so a couple kills across the map for Neon. A very good start for them, at least so far in the lanes. And
played that game with the Crystal Maiden, right, where they just got super aggressive from the level 2 mark onwards, and they're just going to do the exact same thing again. Zhao, he's not worried about having the boots super early on. He just wants a ton of regen at all stages of the game. He's had 2 clarities buried out to him. He's used 2 mangoes now already. He's still got 1 spare, buys another clarity for himself, and he's going to send the courier back out again, and they're just going to keep the harass going.
It looks like Roger hit a hook this time.
Got him.
So he's on the board. It's mid one a kill. Mid one's thank you, brother. I'll take that kill. Still intrigued. Is it the Ricky mid is still plays very much around his diffuser blade timing, right? And not going to get as active as someone like a Void Spirit?
Yeah, I would say so. You do have a higher spike, though, I would say, considering the Void Spirit. Like, you've got the mobility super early on, you've got a lot of burst damage, but it's going to be about the 15-14 minute mark at best that you're able to have your first key item, whether that be a Yules, which it looks like he's going to this game. We've seen occasionally the Ags Rush come out, which is pretty damn good this game, but honestly, I might even prefer him going the Ags against the Omni Knight, you know, being able to get multiple heroes silenced up at once, having the extra charge for the additional burst, but it's not going to happen this game. There's a very deep Darkseer.
He got hooked onto tower, tried to search away, but I knew they could continue chasing with the time dilation, and mid one looks back. Mid one's like, Roger, what are you doing? That's not the plan. Just give me all the kills.
No, that's the plan. That's always the plan, is the Pudge.
But he's one of those supports that you just feed every kill to.
You use the term support very liberally.
What would we say a Pudge is then?
A 4th core. It doesn't matter if you're role queuing and you got that hard support selected. It's gonna be the case.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Play Pudge and have your team mold at you for the entirety of the game. Well, they're maybe not right now. Like, honestly, Roger's been part of all the kills. Done a very good job so far. He's got that shot already queued up as Yopaj's going to TP down bot, and KP like he's gonna get caught out. He's got the heavy embrace, a little bit of status resistance, a little bit of regen as well, but Yopaj is damaged early on in this game, and you see that, like, Ricky offers no rotation threat at the moment, so a great TP down from Yopaj to the bottom lane.
Yeah, maybe when you get that Orb Corrosion, you might be able to have something happening in your lane, but I mean, even just with these movements coming out from Rogi, he's had, like we've been saying, a good start to the game, been part of all of SMG's kills so far, but he made that Invis Rune movement when he didn't have mana for a single hook, and he had the clarities available, so he could have popped those before he made the rotation. And instead, Neon, they just used the time spent where, you know, Pudge isn't showing in the lane to try and make something happen. They get another kill onto this bot lane. It's going to Jao. He's going to catch KP again. Looks like it.
Poor KP. It's not a life you want to live. Januel will find it. Rogi's really got to think twice if he wants to stick around. He just wanted the CS and the creep. Actually, they're going to go in. Fortune's in. Natsumi's got creep. Fast TPs from Dire. They're going to Delta split. Yopaj to the northern side, the rest of the team to the southern side. Being spell stunned. Yopaj out of escape mechanics, and he will get brought down. Nia is going to pick that kill up here, so does waste a little bit of time as no one's farming mid and also no one's farming top.
Surprisingly enough, though, you've got the two cores at the top of the leaderboards being the Faceless Void and the Rickies, so they're doing a good job to start this game out. It's kind of a reversal of what was happening last game, that even though the kill scores were going in SMG's favor, it wasn't the net worth. This time around, you know, you've got a Pudge, right? So that's always going to feel pretty good. He's very, you know, not into farming at all. With that Faceless Void, I wonder if we'll see a different itemization start to come out for him.
Denied.
They are going to play with mid one's Void at the moment, because he does have Chrono. Nia and Arfu, but I believe this got scouted out with their Observe Ward in the river from Radiant. I'm assuming needs a target to Phantom Strike too. So you're going to try and man fight here. I don't think you win that matchup, but now it's taken enough time for Arfu to be able to block the escape route.
Very greedy.
Find the Phantom Assassin. They also will get Januel. It'll take him a little bit of time.
Oh, he even tried
he
for the
gets a
tree
double.
Didn't get it off. Alright. Things going alright for SMG. In that time, though, Yopaj was farming away. He's got his phase boots completed. Has to be careful about not feeding the courier away. They should be able to get it on the retreat here, Nia.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Rogi. So not level 6, Yopaj not going to commit forward for more. Oh, he actually gets the hook. No actual step out to simulate, so Rogi's good
Radiant's
job.
bottom tower is under attack.
It's as good as Dandy's right now.
Mm-hmm. How could mid Pudge have ever been a thing? Like, it just seems so anti what Dota is these days, you know?
Surrender.
Going in. Again, CTM.
He's in trouble here. Expel,
Radiant's bottom
silence,
tower is under
follow up
attack.
with the Phantom's Embrace. That's a mega kill streak for Nia, and honestly, this Ricky is getting a lot more active than I was anticipating, but Brown Brutes, double Wraith Band with the Orb of Corrosion. I believe this is going to be the upgraded boots coming up, but they've Sentry, they'll scout him. Instant Impale. Not going to be able to bring Ricky back to safety, but Rogi actually ran away. With that, he loses the treads too. Well, down for a minute 50. Try and chase down Arfu. Yopaj doesn't have another round of the Astral Step, but Playhard is already level 6. Oh, no hook. Rogi won't be able to keep the Grimshark alive, and now honestly, Rogi might just get turned on. They're still lacking a little bit of stuns, and diving deep under the T1 tower might cost them here.
Will he go for another hook? Cheeky one underneath the tower. I think now you know that Yopaj is going to have some more of those cooldowns.
He just wanted to deny the creep away from Void. That's what the hook was for.
Alright. Game not going quite as bad as I thought it might have for SMG. The back of some nice hooks coming through from Rogi, who's got his level 6 available as well. Go for a smoke, but
Radiant's bottom tower
did the range creep catch that? Sitting in the Radiant River. Might be able to make something happen here, but Yopaj, yeah, they know something's happening.
Sorceries avail.
Radiant's
KP.
bottom tower is
They
under
should know
attack.
exactly where they are, actually.
It's very far away. It's taking a while to bring down just yet. And they don't have all 5 if this team fight breaks out. Hook, drag back, Yopaj. He's going to be able to get the initial stun. The phase boots win lace. Too much movement speed for Rogi. Mid one's actually going to show up to the fight. Drops the Chrono on 2. They'll miss the double dismember as well, so the Vac's going to be able to cancel that with a nice 2-man impale. But it looks like the Iron Shell damage isn't enough. Yopaj is still going to commit on forward. He's got the backup of CTM with the surge. He'll get some space. So a 3 for 3.
Radiant structures.
And there's that Iron Shell damage coming into the equation. Even when you're in that dissimilate, it's still ticking away. They're just slowly losing their life. And, well, it's a maxed out Iron Shell as well. So, very high amounts of damage coming out from Neon. They knew exactly where that rotation was coming through. With the smoke, Yopaj had pulled this Satyr Mindstealer that's standing in the Tri-Camp area away. He wouldn't have heard the stack sound coming through. So that shows that, well, either they've got that warded, or they're coming to try and gank B.
One.
It's the time dilation up.
He's already got Maelstrom completed. First hit bash, stops in tail, he'll still get it afterwards. And one's gonna fall. Hook, Rogi finds the Void Spirit. He's got the Astral Step, and Yopaj once again getting away. Rogi not getting any assistance with all the hooks that he's been on point with so far. Just needing that extra little bit of damage, and Radiant, it still looks like they're in fighting condition. I see that Purification rips apart the Nyx Assassin, and our Radiant just crumble. 2 minutes trying to attempt to get the Phantom Strike away, but a great use of the silence. The smoke cloud is there. They've even got the Stroke of Fate as well. It's a classic Southeast Asian game with 30 kills at 13 minutes in.
You love to see it. That was really nicely played by Nia as well, making sure that he gets that point in onto the smoke screen, not wanting to go for a bit more of that greedy build going into the talent, instead just enables them to lock down the PA surge not used as well. I thought, you know, maybe they might have cut their losses, let play hard die, and they just turned around thinking that they were strong enough. Not quite yet though. I think they need to wait out this Yule Scepter so that at least you've got that tiny little bit of extra survivability potential. Yopaj just tipping back into this lane. Has to be a bit careful here. Oh.
Yup. It's a lot of damage. Are you a fan that Radiant, unslowing this down and that PA's getting involved in these fights? Because this is not going to be the fastest Battle Fury timing, and mid one already has this Maelstrom and some change.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a big turnaround if they're able to catch out mid one here. It's going to need the chain lockdown though. With the Vendetta, they'll have a good way to start it.
Stun, follow up Aether Remnant, Fortune Zen Root, perfect stalk and perfect smoke from Neon. We're going to be able to bring down mid one's face as well. That's a big kill because he was at top of the net worth. It's going to give a little bit of time here, the Phantom Assassin, to be able to catch back. They will get a counter smoke to pick off on top of the Nyx Assassin with a double damage rune. But again, that's not really a worthwhile trade. Maybe they get another if they find Zhao.
Yeah. Almost felt worthwhile just to go for that extra dive. You might force out the False Promise, which then is going to enable a further rotation with the Faceless Void coming back up. Yeah, here we go.
They will. Doesn't get out of the smoke range. Yopaj as well to simulate. Okay, it's a much more difficult task to bring down the Void there.
I think he was mid-casting the False Promise there, but it's actually good that he didn't. You know, you've got that Chronosphere available, mid one's pushing in the mid tower. You need that Oracle ulti available to be able to defend against SMG's next team fight. That's nearly a 3-level advantage that this Faceless Void has over the PA. Mid one, he's had a good game, you know, been caught out a couple of times, out of position, but still doing just fine. And KP, classic KP style, just puts himself on the front lines, trying to take a lot of the attention away.
Yopaj. This movement speed that he's got, phase boots, wind lace.
They get the hook.
Uh-oh, hook back, play hard. Great Carapace. Still in trouble though, he's got the Vendetta if he wants to use it, if there's any detection. Not even going to try and attempt it, so they're able to bring him down. Pretty solid pick off, Nia. Hook, oh my. I must say, Roach's punch has been pretty solid so far.
It has. They have to be careful with this courier, though. You can't just immediately bring it to yourself. Oh, that was close by Yopaj. They only get the snipe up to Natsumi. Luckily for Neon, it wasn't carrying anything. So that Yule Scepter is going to be completed here on this Void Spirit. It feels like a couple of times Neon have lost these fights because they've committed a bit too heavy when he's caught out underneath that smoke with the Phantom's Embrace onto him as well. So I'm liking it. Yopaj.
Dire's middle tower
That
is under
extra
attack.
survivability. The Observer Ward's going to reveal the movement though.
God. Should be able to cancel off the dismember. They got the vac wall dropped on 2. Even Knee is looking to get involved. They won't have mid-one's chronosphere for this fight, so maybe that's going to be the X factor for Radiant to be able to continue on 4. But actually, mid-one, he's showing up. They're able to burst through that purification with the help of the damage from here. They got 2 Dire heroes somehow flown up in the air, but the more important thing is the fact that mid-one drops the chronosphere onto 2, getting a double. And they're not done. Zhao is okay.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
More importantly, where was Zhao? You know, you've got this faceless void that's roaming around. You've got your team that's been, you know, attempting to go for kills, but no Oracle there. No burst potential, no way to lock down, well, whoever it is that you catch, whether it be the Void, the Ricky. Rare piece of poor positioning coming through from that, the Oracle.
Radiant's top tower
Wasn't able to get the Yule Scepter off either, so that item not having any effectiveness in that teamfight engagement by Yopaj. It was thinking that even with the Guardian Angel in onto the punch, that the Ion Shell would have been enough to deal with it. But with that magic resistance from the Flesh Heap, as well as just the regen coming through from the Guardian Angel, wasn't enough.
Oh, it has been a little slow for Natsumi. Doing whatever he can to keep up.
Gonna find Yopaj here, on his own, under smoke.
To drop the ultimate Januel this game. It's not been doing enough to be able to keep the heroes alive, and 7, 5, and 8 is KDA for an Oracle support early
Radiant's
on,
middle tower is under
but
attack.
it's costing a
Dire's
couple of the
top
core
tower
kills.
is under attack.
Yeah, and they're not even caring about the banner, and KP and Nia literally ran straight past
Radiant
that
are
30
scanning.
because they can see how aggressive they're going to need to get. If they can catch out Natsumi, this is going to be huge. On the Battle Fury, but he's going to TP away in time. Play hard,
Dire's
probably going to end
top
up giving him
tower
his
is
life.
under
Can't be too sad about that. 4-man rotation. He'll even get the Phantom's Embrace Gold Bounty, extra 10. Easy bait. There we go. They even get the D-Ward off here.
Honestly, pretty happy with that. They might lose the bottom tier 2 though, because the Void does have Chrono up in 20, and they've got a lot of wards nearby. So probably see Dire look to try and put a little bit of pressure on that tower. They're well aware that Natsumi is not in fighting shape right now.
Dire's middle
Again,
tower
now
is under
Yopaj is
attack.
going into the Aghanim Scepter. I would have felt so much more confident if he went that as his first item. Natsumi's, and I can actually see Rogi not going to throw the hook. Oh,
Yopaj?
he's going to have the ult.
Follow up. Jules going to be able to get rid of it, but everything's on cooldown for the Void Spirit. They'd attempt the solo kill, but unfortunately, he's not going to be able to pick that one up. They're even getting another kill as well on the Oracle Nia. There's a thorn in the side for them this game. Monster kill streak 13, 1, and 10.
Yapoy is my idol.
An incredible performance. A bit of redemption for him as well, because it was not the best Ember game from him in that game 1.
No, for sure. I feel like Neon, though, they're biding their time. You know, you need this Ag still. It's a long way away for the Void Spirit. But now you're only 500 gold away from the one on CTM. It's going to allow them to be a lot more survivable. It's going to do a lot more damage as well in these team fights. And we got an item about to be picked up by Natsumi. Yeah, he's going straight into that Desolator as well. Only 1,000 gold away. His job is just try and evade SMG as much as possible. He's TPing back and forth between this top and bottom sides of the river, trying to bait out a lot of these movements. But with that double damage, they're going to go for a Roche attempt here. They're not going to be able to have Natsumi. I mean, he just TP'd. Probably not expecting this either, to be honest.
Should be pretty free for them. They're actually just going to be able to bring it down without a thought in the world of Radiant coming over.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
You love to see it. It is now Ages picked up for mid 1. And Radiant are now going to need a little bit of extra time. It really feels like PA, even with BKB, Dire are going to have the Chrono, they're going to have Dismember.
Dire are
Even
scanning.
Soulbind can kind of kite you a little bit, CTM.
He's got the Ags, though.
Dire's bottom
Sleep
tower
dart.
is under attack.
Unable to get rid of it just yet. Tania's
attack.
going to instantly jump. They're doing a great job to control the darks here, so he won't have the vac wall combo. Still looking to try and surge in forward. There we go. Dropped on 2. Still on the back line.
already used.
It's being a massive issue. They'll get the first stun. It's going to be on follow-up with the crit. It's not enough. Oh, it is actually. They bring him down before he gets away. He had some blink strike charges, but the crit from Natsumi will claim the kill. And now SMG, they've already lost a couple here, and still with the chronosphere on cooldown, mid one, he's just getting kited. They don't have the stuns right now, so mid one's got to time walk away. They'll surge up forward. Natsumi, Phantom Strike coming up pretty shortly here. They're going to be careful how deep you want to dive, because KP's still in the backline. Instantly, Yopaj recognizing the importance of the Omni Knight. Trying to lock onto him and find that target, but he's unable to do so just yet. Mid one's also completely out of mana, so unable to drop this Chronosphere. Gets it bash. Natsumi, Phantom Strike still on cooldown, and they actually bring him down. Nice use of the Purification Burst. Mid one still pushing on forward for more. They're going to be careful about going deep now underneath the T2 tower, but Rogi catches that play hard, turn, Carapace, stun onto 2. Such a long drawn out fight, really messy of a fight as well. We don't just step. Looks like we are
able to just get away. I mean, some good spell usage from both sides. That's the big advantage of playing the Faceless Void into the PA before the BKB starts to come online. That time dilation heavily limits your maneuverability in a lot of these team fights. Same sort of thing with a Void Spirit. You know, the time dilation, probably the most valuable spell this game for SMG.
Radiant's middle tower.
First setup. It's quite the combo. It did not have the false promise. This is actually kind of cool here. I don't mind the combo.
Radiant's middle tower.
We've seen the sleep dart into the skewer a few times. Well, yeah, Pudge. It's the way of the future.
He's even got the Ag shot already. Rogi also very close to blink all of a sudden. So SMG looking to hit back in this second game. 5,000 net worth lead. They still got ages for another 2 minutes 20 as well on mid one.
Gonna take away the outpost as well.
Radiant's middle tower.
SMG, I give this bottom farm. No, it's all gone now because of the tower, but you got to get this Pudge available with the Blink Dagger. You know, it kind of feels
Radiant's
like,
bottom tower
I don't know, a Tusk Snowball,
attack.
essentially. Just being able to toss them inside of you, get all of that extra health coming through, allows mid one, as well as the Riki, to play that aggressive style that they've used so far. Actually, just why not? Farming between a tier 2 and a tier 3 tower. He has the Aegis on mid 1, so he's going to feel just fine about that. Going into the MKB as well, so responding to the PA. Oh, who are they going to find?
He might pop this. Oh, great positioning from Neo.
Nice. Get caught by the dust.
Sleep darts there. We'll be able to get rid of it instantly. Next assassin targeted from Neo's follow-up afterwards. Plague Hard's going to lose his life. A great back fall. But there's no extra follow-up here.
Yeah,
CTM still dropping the combo.
Oh, they get the sleep dart. Gets it off.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
How does the purge work with the sleep dart? Because before
it didn't. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't work before, and now it did. Get another sleep dart. It's onto the Oracle this time.
It's a cooldown, 12 seconds. Neo. Right, using the defensive Ghost Scepter. Underneath the tier 4 tower.
You take a lot of damage.
Not too far. Brady got Glyph as well for the multi-shots if a really long fight breaks out on high ground. So by Unleash, unable to get mid one time walk in. There's the Chrono onto 3. The follow-up from Ricky's most dismember. They'll bring down Darkseid. They're trying to control Januel, who's already used that false promise. Natsumi's jump in the backline, but instantly KP is going to be able to protect him with the Guardian Angel. They've been able to find the Pudge kill. They're going to try and find more as well with KP getting controlled, and now they're able to man fight. SMG getting punished for that deep attempt. He's got to time walk back up with the Chrono. It's already been used, so there's no way mid one can turn it. He doesn't have the Ages as well. Where's the follow-up control? The Carapace? Is that from the time dilation damage? I think it might be mid one. Back, drag back, time up. Doesn't make it to low ground, and SMG will lose 5.
Yeah, just diving that little bit too deep with the tier 4 towers. Importantly, Zhao redeeming himself there, able to get the false promise off a split second before that Chronosphere is actually used, so they can't take out the highest priority target, which was that Void Spirit. He's able to kite out the Riki, use the Resonant Pulse to survive for that little bit of extra time, in addition to the Yule Scepter, and I believe that is his Aghanim Scepter finished as well. So a lot more aggressive potential now enabled for Yopaj. this becomes so much harder for SMG now. He's going to be looking to go in onto the back lines, lock down KP with the silencers coming through, and then have the rest of the team take out a high priority target.
Why, Omni Knight, my lord, the damage back again on 3. They've got the silence, so Natsumi's unable to jump just yet. He doesn't even want to hit the embrace, but it doesn't matter because afterwards, they'll rip him to shreds. That's 3 down, utilizing that double damage here in a big spike for Neon, like you were saying, and now they've got the net worth lead.
Didn't even notice as well, the Pudge's courier actually got sniped previously, so he doesn't have the blink dagger. All of that net worth that he spent a good time farming up and getting from these heavy kill involvements on Rogi, completely useless. He'll have it for this next teamfight defense, but I'm sure he wished he had it a lot earlier.
These are some gigantic timings. That's just Aghanim's picked up from the Phantom Assassin, from Yopaj, play hard, getting a 4. CTM's got the Ags too.
Oh,
like this
some
is
amazing items as well.
Yeah.
Gives the quiver over to Yopaj for that initial burst damage with the Astral Step. Gets the Orb of Corrosion for a PA. There's nothing else you could possibly want. He's critting now for 1228.
A real scary prospect here for SMG, and with the lead they have, they've given now. Look at the swing, like that is, oh my god,
yeah,
like a 9,000 swing, maybe just under.
The all-knowing one.
He's considering about holding on to the Elven Tunic here on Natsumi, but I think once that the MKB is completely revealed by mid 1, he's not going to care too much about it. It's all just going to be about the burst damage coming through with that Orb of Destruction. And is he gonna smoke here? Zhao's got 3. Could opt to use it if he wanted to, but not wanting to. All ultimates available this game. SMG have the high ground. They're gonna go for one.
I'm positioned to maybe pop this.
Roger's got the blink
at the moment. They're all grouped up. They're going to be careful. With the backward combo still ready and waiting. On to 3. They've already burst it to mid 1 though. Now the Hamlet Grace just way too late to tip. Mid fight as well from CTM. Natsumi's able to move on forward. Rogi, he's got the blink. He'll get back to safety. KP unable to follow up with him. So they'll get a TP out of the Pudge, but KP, I don't think he's going to make it out of this one. Radiant find a 3rd just to cancel. What a target to bring down to start the fight. Just avoid. There was no defensive factor. The Pudge couldn't jump in.
Nope. He wasn't in position to do it. That's the other advantage of having this Void Spirit, right? As soon as he sees that Pudge, he's just going to silence him every single time. Make sure he can't get the animation off for that. What's it even called? I guess it's still using the Dismember, right? But
attack. Dire's middle tower.
That's a deadly one for sure, and you know it just goes to show the importance of taking out KP from this fight. The silence able to be used. They even with the animation cast time of the Guardian Angel, the Purification, the Heavenly Grace, it was interrupted by that vacuum coming through from CTM. And again, he's been on point with this Darkseer so far. It's been without all of these. Have they found? I think they're going to give up play hard for this. It's been without a Blink Dagger now on CTM, and he's only 200 gold away, so it's only going to get easier from here. That's level 20 coming up for him soon as well, so that Ion Shell damage is going to be 150. Pretty nuts to be able to just toss that in onto your Void Spirit.
Yeah, now even the Phantom Assassin is... Just looking what the Lotus Orb can do this game. It's mainly Dismember, it looks like. Dismember, yep. Soulbind.
The Omniscience.
That's about it.
Sleeped up. Turned it back onto the Ricky.
Radiant are scanning.
Haste.
No you.
No me? Is this what we're doing again?
Sure. Let's go with that. Alright. MKB's at least finished up now. You can see how much of an impact a neutral item can have, right? I don't think they get that kill. Oh, 4-man silence.
Triple silence, Remnant, vacuum back, wardrop once again, impaled, what a combo! All the abilities used onto multiple heroes. Mid-1 drops the Chrono.
No mana.
Out of mana and almost out of health as well. It's going to try to get the solo kill, which it will be able to, but it still costs him his life. They can chase down Nia, but the dust is off the mark. CTM. So the gem is on the deck too. Natsumi picks that up. Another great use of the combos from Neon here. They are just hitting both their hero abilities time and time again.
Yeah. The thing is, like, you have a response if you don't have the Orb of Destruction, if you don't have the Enchanted Quiver, but it just does so much burst damage that KP, like, you can't fault him that much. They've even caught out this Ricky. Oh my god, he's holding on to the gem. Why not, Natsumi?
That is, this is a scary prospect now to come back from. Feels like Nia's fallen off his farm drastically, hasn't been finding kill after kill. That snowball effect that we see so often from...
The all-knowing one guides me.
Seems like it's not like the other...
It's just gonna go from bad to worse as well. Like, I'd honestly say Roger's the #1 target if they're ever trying to catch someone solo on Neon. Like, their team fight's a bit amazing, right? Don't get me wrong. But Natsumi, he's gone the Ag Scepter, so he wants to be able to pick someone off, quickly transition at it to, you know, another kill somewhere on the map. And right now the Pudge has very little in terms of armor, just sitting on 6. So that Desolator plus Orb of Destruction is going to bring him down to -4. They're going to get a counter smoke here, but it's actually going to be into this Natsumi. See a KP?
Insolent KP, trying to bring down. He gets the ultimate off, but it's still silenced up, so no more abilities. If you can target the Omni Knight, it's a lot of their survivability. Natsumi crits down. They've lost the first life. Kono still on cooldown as well. Mid-1 going to try and deal with the wall of replica illusion. He'll turn back to right click. Natsumi blink back forward. Mid-1, he's just doing all the damage right now, but he's got no extra backup, and it's going to cost the Nia. Too late to rejoin them. 5 down, and only 2 have buyback.
It's getting pretty close to that GG timing again, and that was without the item that I thought was really going to completely enable this Neon lineup. They have the Nullifier now, only 300 gold away for Natsumi. So, you know, that's why I was saying the Pudge. He doesn't have anything in the forms of defense. At least the Grimstroke has the Ghost Scepter. Well, that's not going to matter that much anymore. Same sort of thing with all of these Omni Knight spells. They're going to be removed with the use of that Nullifier. You can go on any target that you want.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Void, no buyback. Up in 35 here. A full set mid. Luckily enough, they still got some tier 2 towers. Looks like top is going to be that next attempt, or they might just get a pick off. Why not? Bye-bye KP. That's the hooks on point. Oh, it's not. Nullify is such a great way to counter out the Omni Knight. They even got the Yours control as well, so Natsumi is able to go back in. Crits down 1, might have a crit down a second.
Dire's top tower.
I was about to ask, have we seen a single use of this Pudge Axe Shard? And he just tried to there, but it just meant that he gave up his own life as well. Level 25 on the PA. Triple Stifling Dagger available. They're just going to end it. Toss me on the front lines.
Dire's middle tower.
That Oracle voice line as well.
Going all in here.
This is how they're feeling right now. This you got your 3 cores. Instantly jumping, mid-1, heavily graced on cooldown. Back wall once again onto 3. Mid-1's going to be able to drop the ultimate, but the Scepter completely counters a majority of the damage from the faces work throughout the ultimate. And they kill off the Void. And they cut off the head of SMG. A 2-0 victory here for OB Neon. What a performance from them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, all that net worth that you had going your way. A couple of key career snipes. You know, no Flip Dagger on the Pudge when they were going for that super deep dive at the tier 3 towers. They do a lot of damage, turns out, tier 3s and tier 4s. I think they even used the Glyph defensively to get that turnaround happening on Neon. And even super early on, with the power treads being sniped away from the Ricky, meant that he wasn't able to continue the insane amount of early game pressure that he was able to put out. Like, Nia was what? I think it was 13, 1, and 11 at one point, and he finishes up at 15, 6, and 13. So, just goes to show how quickly a game can turn around when you allow something like a PA to snowball, and that Void Spirit gets the all-important Ag Scepter.